It's time for Real Talk with Brian and Dan, the weekly talk radio show dedicated to discussing important real estate topics, plus insight into the local community. With a combined experience of over 50 years as local real estate brokers from the Eastside Real Estate Team at Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. Here's your hosts, Brian Levitt and Dan Edwards.
Well, good holiday afternoon. It is Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW, Wednesday, December 18th, and we are so glad you're listening today, either online on our YouTube live stream or, of course, driving around in the wonderful holiday traffic. It looks like it's a tough one out there, according to the report and my visual scan of the traffic right now. So if you are interested, you can listen to any past podcasts anywhere that podcasts are found on Google or Apple Podcasts. Additionally, we post every episode on the eastsiderealestateteams.com's website and YouTube channel. Brian, we got another great show today.
We do.
I mean, this is the last one of the year that we're doing live. We are having two more that are going to be piped in the next 2 weeks, but feels like this one's probably, we saved the best for last, I think. It feels like it.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. All right. So today we're going to have Doug Peterson of Get Priority Straight, LLC, and Angel Barna with Troth & Co. Before we get to our guests, though, it is time for some Real Talk. Today's Real Talk segment is about what the housing report shows us from this past month and what to expect going forward, Brian.
Yep. November showed a fourth month of declining inventory, and the end result is that with less inventory in the market, we continue to have an imbalance of supply. And so we find ourselves in a market that still favors sellers. In November, the number of total active listings in King County dropped by 33.47%, from 5,241 to 3,487. That's a big shift, Dan.
That's a big drop,
Yep.
Yes.
On the east side, inventory decreased 39.96 year over year from November of 2018. This level of inventory decrease is strong. The effect it will have is less choice for buyers, and we will see more competition for homes and likely to drive prices up.
You know, Brian, we do these numbers every month, and I noticed in September as we were looking at this that these are year-over-year numbers. So what that means is it doesn't really reflect the seasonality as much as it's reflecting what's happening this year versus what happened last year.
Right.
So typically you're going to see a reduction of inventory this time of year period.
Correct.
But this reduction of inventory outpaces last year's.
Right. And that's the true measure.
Yeah, really. To kind of say where we stand now in the way of available inventory is 40% less on the east side than it was this time last year.
Right.
That's huge. Pending sales. Now, this is where it kind of gets even, it depends on how you look at it. It just gets tighter. Pending in November in King County, pending sales went up and closed sales were also up. And essentially, King County, they rose 9.2%, and pending sales were up 20%. So you're going to see those closes take place in January of next year. But to have a 40% reduction of actual available homes and a 20% increase, well, that means that your pace of reduction is accelerating. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, right. So King County closed sales were up 11.16%. On the east side, closed sales were up 14.61%. With the decrease in inventory and pending sales being up, less homes may be available in the coming months. Buyers looking for deals may not find them. Will have to search harder or wait until January. The median home sales price in King County is up 1.16% over last year to $612,000. And the median sales price on the east side saw a slight increase of 0.61% up to $830,000. And I think something to clarify for our listeners, difference between average and median. Median means half were higher and half were lower. So not the same, but we're seeing a shift upwards there.
Yeah, it's, I've got a couple of buyers that have been looking in Kirkland. I've got some buyers looking in the Seattle area, kind of Madison Park area. And the challenge for them started in September because they had a specific, obviously, most people have a specific budget, but also specific attributes, what they're looking for.
Right.
And less properties came available, whereas a year prior, you had a good choice. Buyers had choice. And this is kind of feeling, again, like 2015, 2016, 2018 all over again.
Right.
So how we really judge the pace of a market is on an absorption ratio, and that's a fancy term for how many months of inventory. If no new homes come on the market, how many months of inventory do you have left until you have 0 homes on the market? So a balanced market for those listeners out there is about 4 to 5 months of inventory. That's a balanced. I would say even 6 months is more balanced. That's where National Association of Realtors says a typical buyer gets a chance to look at 12 homes, and then they make a decision between 3, negotiate on 1, and get their deal. That's kind of a balanced market, what that looks like. Well, our current inventory in King County, the absorption ratio is 1.39. So we have 1.39 months of inventory. And on the east side, it's 1.3. So it's gone down from 2 points in, I think October was 2 and September was 2.5. It's gone down. It's gotten tighter. And that's not the same thing as seasonality. Sometimes seasonality can have something to do with it. But really, we're at a really, really sweet spot. What's it mean for home sellers, Brian?
What it means is the market is tightening up. Inventory reduction favors the sellers of good homes. There are still a few homes selling with multiple offers. We're not seeing as much of that as we were from what I'm seeing out there. Contingencies are not being waived typically. If you intend to sell your home, you need to be realistic in time frame and price. To be one of the homes that sell, you must have the best features and benefits for the price. So, Dan, what does it mean for buyers?
Yeah, for buyers, it means buckle up. It means get yourself ready for multiple offers. Whether that happens or not, it just means that there's not going to be a lot of room for a bunch of concessions.
Fishing expeditions.
Fishing expeditions, yeah. And honestly, we talked at our team meeting today. We talked about what the overall projection, and Seattle right now was just ranked the #1 fastest growing metro area in the United States in places over 2 million. We had Pat Stone on a while back that talked about hey, our economy for the foreseeable future in the Northwest based on the diversity is strong. So if you're thinking about getting in the market, it's going to be a challenge, but rates are really good. Your affordability is good. There may be some folks that thought about investing or about getting into real estate or bought something in 2015 that now want to get their dream home. It's going to be a really good year for that.
Right. And that move up will free up inventory for people on the lower rung of the ladder too. So that's good for our market.
Yeah. New
Everybody
construction
wins.
is a good way for a current move up buyer to purchase something and then go ahead and sell their house, because there's usually about a 3 to 6 month run time from the time you purchase.
Which gives them a great chance to get top dollar.
Awesome.
For their place. Yep. So that concludes our Real Talk for today. If you're interested in this and other topics we've covered in our Real Talk segment, please check out our blog at theeastsiderealestateteam.com/blog. If you'd like to talk to us directly, we'd be delighted to answer your questions. Feel free to call us at 425-200-4093. Thanks for listening. Up next, we'll be speaking with our lender for our Mortgage Moment segment. Stay tuned after the break for more about the market with Aram Matasovov, an experienced loan officer with Movement Mortgage. We'll be right back.